All right, so today we're diving deep into the world of data solutions, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, we're looking at Arsa BI. They're a Colombian company. And what they do is they help businesses in Latin America really use their data, make it work for them. And what really caught my eye is their approach. They actually visually map out a company's processes,
Hmm.
kind of like a data blueprint. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, and it's not just a tech solution they slap on, right? They really emphasize understanding the client's business first, like inside and out, before they even suggest anything.
Like a data detective almost.
Exactly. Figuring out the whodunit of inefficiencies and missed opportunities.
Okay, so we've got a lot to work with here. We've got their website, marketing materials, case studies, and one thing that really jumps out is how much they do. It's not just dashboards. They're doing consulting, project development, even managing a client's whole data infrastructure.
It's like they're a true partner, right? Not just a vendor.
Definitely. And they're not sticking to just one platform or technology.
Right.
They've got Microsoft Power Platform, Google AppSheet, even open source stuff like Pentaho and Python.
Yeah, the flexibility is impressive. They're not pushing a one-size-fits-all thing.
Oh.
They look at what the company needs, what tech they've already got, and then recommend what's best. It's personalized.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Arsa BI is all about making data work for everyone. They have this, they call it Plima Guy.
Love that name.
It's their tiered service model. It works for individuals, small teams, large companies, everybody. It's like they're saying, hey, data isn't just for the big guys. It's for you too.
Exactly. Move beyond those spreadsheets, unlock the potential hiding in your data.
Exactly. And they give you the tools and support to actually do it. And they even talk about how they help businesses move away from just Excel and into something much more powerful. And speaking of powerful, that leads us to what Arsa BI is really all about: business intelligence.
Yeah, they actually define it in their materials too.
They do.
Yeah, they'll say it's understanding the why, the how, and the where behind what you're doing.
So it's not just about the numbers themselves, it's about the story.
Right, the story the numbers are telling, and then using that to guide your decisions.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit. What are some real examples of how data can actually benefit a business?
Okay, so think about this. You're a company selling shoes online, right?
Okay.
Data can tell you what styles are hot, what marketing is working, even predict what people will want in the future.
Wow. So you're not just guessing anymore.
Exactly. It's about informed decisions.
It's making those decisions based on something concrete.
Yes. And it's not just sales either. You can see inefficiencies, bottlenecks, even hidden opportunities you would have missed.
So it's making your business run smoother, smarter.
Totally. And that's what Arsa BI is about. Helping companies find those aha moments that lead to more efficiency, lower cost, and ultimately a more successful business.
Okay, so let's unpack their approach a little more. They have this 6-step business process flow thing. I was really intrigued by that.
It's about collaboration, understanding. They dive deep into what the client is already doing: workflows, technology, pain points, everything. They actually say, dibujamos tus procesos detalladamente, we draw your processes in detail.
Wow. It's like they create a roadmap, but for data.
Exactly.
I love that. They're not just throwing software at a problem. They're figuring out the root of the issue and crafting the right solution.
Yeah, and that collaborative thing continues throughout the whole process. Clients are involved at every step, making sure that whatever they build actually works for the company's goals.
Okay, so we've got a good idea of their philosophy and approach. Now let's talk tech. They've got this diverse technology stack, right? What makes it so special?
It's like a Swiss Army knife of data tools.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so you've got Microsoft Power Platform, right? That's your all-rounder, dashboards, automation, even building custom apps. And then Google AppSheet, that's their no-code champion. You can build powerful stuff without writing any code at all.
Okay, those are the user-friendly ones. What about the heavy hitters? Pentaho, Python.
Yeah.
When do those come in?
That's where it gets really fun. Pentaho, that's their data integration powerhouse. It's for handling those huge data sets, cleaning things up, getting it all ready for analysis. And Python, that's their secret weapon. Advanced analytics, machine learning, anything that needs custom-built solutions.
So they're not afraid to get their hands dirty with the technical stuff if they need to.
Nope. They've got a data solution for every situation, and that's what makes them so versatile. They can work with small businesses, huge enterprises, everyone.
Now let's zoom in on their big offering, Plus BI. They're really proud of this tiered service, and it's easy to see why.
Imagine it like a choose-your-own adventure, but for data solutions.
I love that.
Right. You can start small with Plus BI gratis. That's perfect for just trying things out, learning the basics. Then, as you need more, you level up to Plus BI PRO, more features, more support.
And for the real data power users.
There's Plus BI Equipo. It's the full package. Everything you need for, like, bigger teams. It's really like they've thought of everything. They go beyond just the tech, too. You get training, support, resources. They make sure you're comfortable using the tools and getting the most out of your data.
It's about empowering you to make those data-driven decisions.
Exactly. No matter your size or expertise.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here. Before we move on, let's just recap what makes Arsa BI stand out.
They understand their clients' needs, they use the right tech, and they make data accessible for everyone. It's a winning combination.
Absolutely. Now let's see this all in action. Let's look at some real-world examples of what they've accomplished with their clients. Okay, so let's get into some real-world stuff. See how Arsa BI is actually helping businesses change using data. They have these case studies on their website.
Oh yeah, they're like data-driven success stories.
Exactly. One that I thought was super interesting was this manufacturing company.
Uh-huh.
They were struggling with production bottlenecks. Like, they had no idea what was going on in real time.
It's like driving blindfolded.
Totally.
Yeah.
So Arsa BI comes in, they set up sensors, start collecting data, build some dashboards.
And boom, they can see exactly what's happening.
So instead of guessing, they have the data. Did they see any real results from that?
Huge results. Production time went way down. They used their resources better. It's like their whole operation just got way more efficient.
So it's not just about reacting to problems anymore. It's about preventing them.
Exactly. And that makes everyone happy. The company, the employees, the customers.
Okay, another thing they talk about is this problem of, like, companies drowning in spreadsheets.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's got that one spreadsheet that, like, runs their whole business.
It's scary, right?
Mhm.
And not very efficient.
Not at all. Arsa BI says they actually want to help companies move beyond that.
So instead of that one person who knows a spreadsheet, the information is available to everyone.
And everyone can understand it, too. It's like democratizing data within the company.
Okay, so let's talk about specific tools. They use Microsoft Power BI a lot, right?
It's one of their go-tos. And for good reason.
What makes it so special?
It's like the storyteller for your data.
Okay, I like that.
It takes those boring rows and columns and turns it into visuals, charts, graphs, dashboards, things you can actually understand.
I'm a visual person, so that works for me.
Yeah.
But is it easy to use?
That's the best part. Even someone like me who's not a data scientist can make a report in a few days.
Really?
Yeah, and it connects to pretty much any data source you can think of.
So it's bringing everything together like a universal translator for data.
Exactly. No more silos, you see the whole picture.
Okay, so what about Google AppSheet? That's the no-code one, right?
Yup. Imagine you have this great idea for an app, but you don't know how to code. AppSheet lets you build it. Like, drag and drop.
No coding at all.
Yeah.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
It won't build the next Facebook, but for a lot of businesses, it's perfect. Arsa BI uses it for all sorts of things, collecting data out in the field, automating approvals, all kinds of stuff.
And it works with all the other Google stuff, too, like Sheets and Drive.
Oh, yeah, super integrated. And it's all mobile friendly, so your team can access info from anywhere.
Okay, so we've talked about the easy-to-use tools. What about, like, the more technical stuff? When would they use Pentaho?
Pentaho is like it's like the heavy-duty data processing plant.
Okay, I get it. The big guns.
Exactly. For when you have tons of data, complicated transformations, you need a custom solution.
So for bigger companies.
Yeah, companies with like massive data sets. Think logistics companies tracking millions of shipments.
Or, like, huge online stores.
Exactly.
Right.
Where speed and volume are super important. But there's also a free version of Pentaho.
Huh. So even smaller companies can try it out.
Exactly. It shows that they're committed to making these tools available to everyone, no matter their budget.
Okay, and what about Python? I feel like I hear about that everywhere these days.
Python is their data science toolbox. It's what they use for the really advanced stuff, analytics, machine learning, custom solutions.
That's like their secret weapon.
Kind of. They can build predictive models, automate tasks, really dig deep into the data, and there's a huge community around Python.
Oh, so they're not starting from scratch every time.
Nope. They can use existing code and expertise to build things faster.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about Plus BI again. We touched on it earlier, but they seem really proud of this tiered system.
It's like a tailored suit for your data needs, you know? They have like 4 tiers: Gratis, PRO, Equipo, and Proyectos.
Okay, break it down for me. What's Gratis all about?
Gratis is like the test drive, you know? You can play around with basic tools, make simple reports, perfect for individuals or small teams who are just starting out with data.
Okay, so dip your toes in the water. What about PRO?
PRO is for when you're ready to take things up a notch. More features, more data you can connect to, more help from Arsa BI. Good for small to medium businesses who are serious about using data.
And Equipo. That's the full experience.
Yeah, Equipo is for bigger teams, more complex needs. It's got everything PRO has, plus more advanced features, custom development, dedicated support, lots of training for companies who want to be truly data-driven.
And Proyectos. That's the VIP treatment.
Exactly. Fully managed, Arsa BI handles everything. For big companies that want to just focus on their business and let the experts take care of the data.
That's pretty awesome, like having your own data team, but without all the hassle.
Right. And it's all about finding what works for you and your budget. And
Yeah.
you can change tiers as your needs change.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Let's take a second to recap everything we've learned about Arsa BI.
So they're a data solutions company that's all about figuring out what the client needs, using the right tech for the job, and making data easy for everyone to use. They do a whole range of things: basic data visualization, advanced analytics, machine learning. And with their tiered services, there's something for everyone, no matter your budget.
It's really cool to see a company so focused on helping businesses use data effectively. But before we wrap up, there's something we can't forget about.
You're thinking data privacy and security, right?
Exactly. Arsa BI talks about all the amazing things you can do with data, but we have to think about the ethics of it all too.
For sure. Data is about real people, and their information needs to be protected.
It's easy to get excited about all the possibilities, but we have to be responsible too.
Absolutely. So here's a question for our listeners. If you were thinking about a data solution, what would you ask to make sure they care about privacy and security?
Like, what about their encryption? Are they following regulations like GDPR? What happens if there's a data breach?
Good questions. Because with the power of data comes the responsibility to use it ethically.
Now, switching gears a bit, let's talk about how Arsa BI visualizes and communicates data. We saw this with Power BI, but it seems to be a theme throughout their work.
Makes sense, right? Data is only good if you can understand it and use it. Visuals, charts, graphs, dashboards, they bring the data to life. They tell a story.
Like translating from a foreign language into something we can all understand.
I like that. And Arsa BI are experts at that. They talk about creating aha moments for their clients, helping them see patterns they never noticed before.
They even talk about the mock-up stage, right? Where they show the client a visual of the solution before any code is written.
That's smart. Everyone's on the same page from the beginning. Avoids problems down the line. It's about transparency and working together.
Okay, so what about some of the other tech they mentioned? I see Tableau Datos. Is that another big visualization tool?
Tableau is like the gold standard for interactive, beautiful dashboards. People can explore their data, really drill down into the details, and find insights that they might have missed otherwise.
Okay, and then there's Fabrica de Software. That sounds interesting. What is that?
Looks like it's their set of tools for building custom software applications. They list some pretty high-tech stuff: AWS, Supabase, React, back-end, front-end, all the components of modern cloud-based applications.
So they're not just doing data stuff, they can build custom software for their clients.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Shows how adaptable they are and that they're using the newest tech to solve business problems.
Okay, so what about their desarrollo y consumo de APIs? I know APIs are like those things that let different systems talk to each other.
Exactly. APIs are super important these days. They let different apps share data and work together.
And Arsa BI says they're good at both making and using APIs, so they can build custom ones for their clients and help them connect their data solutions to other systems.
It's about breaking down those data silos, making everything more connected and efficient.
They also mentioned Procesos de ETL. That's extract, transform, load, right?
Yeah, ETL. It's taking data from a bunch of different places, cleaning it up, making it usable, and then loading it into a central place like a data warehouse for analysis.
So it's taking a messy pile of data and making it organized.
Exactly. And Arsa BI says they're good at building efficient ETL processes, which is important for handling huge amounts of data and making sure the data is good quality.
And then there's Desarrollo DWHDL, data warehouse, and deep learning. What's that about?
A data warehouse is like a big library for all your business data, all organized and ready to be analyzed. Deep learning is part of AI, where computers learn from massive amounts of data.
So they're combining that traditional data storage with cutting-edge AI to get even deeper insights.
Exactly. It's about taking data analysis to a whole new level, finding those hidden patterns and trends.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about how they manage projects and work with clients. It seems very visual and collaborative.
They're all about getting the client involved at every step, making sure the solution works for them.
They say, dibujamos tus procesos detalladamente, which means we draw your processes in detail.
I love that. It really shows that they understand the client's business and want to build something that fits their needs perfectly.
They also have a 6-step process, right? Starting with understanding the client's current setup and ending with the data solution up and running.
It's a very organized approach. Make sure everything is thought out and done properly.
And communication is key throughout. Regular meetings, updates, reports, the client's always in the loop.
That's important. Transparency builds trust.
Okay, so what are some of the real benefits businesses get from working with Arsa BI? They talk about better decision-making, optimized processes, more efficiency.
Those are the big ones. Data can change how a business works, and Arsa BI is good at making that happen.
They also emphasize understanding the why, how, and where, the heart of business intelligence.
Right. It's not just about collecting data. It's about understanding what it means and using it to make better choices.
And they're all about continuous improvement, using data to track progress and make adjustments.
It's about creating a culture where decisions are based on data, not just gut feelings.
And they want to make these solutions available to everyone, no matter the size of their company.
That's a big deal. Data shouldn't just be for the big companies.
And they're flexible, one-time projects, ongoing consulting. They can adapt to what the client needs.
Really shows their commitment to making data work for everyone.
So they have examples of how they've helped clients succeed. There's one about a client optimizing their marketing with data and getting way more leads and sales.
Yeah, that's a great example of how data can help you make smarter marketing decisions.
And another client streamlined their logistics, saving money and getting deliveries out faster.
It shows how data can make your operations smoother and more responsive.
And there's even one about a client who created a whole new product based on what they learned from their data.
That's amazing. Data can be a source of innovation, helping you create things people actually want.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Arsa BI. They're clearly a company leading the way in the data revolution, showing businesses how to use their data. But let's bring it back to you, the listener. What does this mean for you and your business? So we've seen how Arsa BI is helping companies streamline, boost sales, even create new products, all with data.
Yeah.
But what about those of us who aren't, running huge corporations?
Like, what about the small business owner, the entrepreneur?
Exactly.
That's a good point. And I think Arsa BI is thinking about that too with their Plus BI model. Remember, they have those tiers for individual small teams.
Yeah.
It's not just for the enterprise client.
It's like they're saying, hey, data can help anyone. But it can be a lot, especially if you're not like a tech person.
Absolutely. Think about it. You're managing inventory in a spreadsheet that's about to explode. Or you're trying to keep track of your marketing across like 5 different platforms. Or maybe you just dread tax season because of all the receipts.
Okay, that's me. Spreadsheet overload is real. So how does a company like Arsa BI help you go from feeling overwhelmed to actually using data to make things better?
Well, it goes back to what we've been talking about. First, they really get to know their clients. They're not going to push some crazy complex solution if all you need is a simple way to see your sales trends.
Right. The right tool for the job.
Exactly. And they have all the tools, Power BI, AppSheet, even Pentaho for the more intense stuff.
And making it accessible, the tiered services, the training, that's huge for someone just starting out.
Totally. It's like having a data coach in your corner.
Now, before we go, we need to talk about data privacy and security again.
Right, because Arsa BI shows all the cool things you can do. But we can't forget about being responsible with that data.
It's easy to get caught up in the wow factor and forget that data is about real people. Their information needs to be protected.
Absolutely. So listeners, here's something to think about. If you are looking for a data solution, what would you ask to make sure they take privacy and security seriously?
Yeah, like, what about their encryption? Do they follow regulations like GDPR? What happens if there's a data breach?
All important questions. Because data is powerful, but we have to use it ethically.
And on that note, we're wrapping up our deep dive into Arsa BI. We hope you learned something new about data solutions and how they can help businesses of all sizes. If you want to learn more, check out the links in the show notes. Thanks for listening.